right? So for the beginners and those for who just have some patience. I'll go there with the strumming and the playing techniques. So for just the beginners, the D minor you can play by placing your index finger on the first string or the high A string on the first fret. Then you can keep your middle finger on the third string on the second fret on, let's say, the G string, and your ring finger on the third fret of the second string, right? So you just have to hold that and play the chord from the fourth string. Make sure you're getting all the notes clean. That's the first chord, D minor, right? So I'll just repeat it again. Your index finger on the first string, on the first fret, your middle finger on the third string on the second fret, and your ring finger on the second string on the third fret. And you just play from the fourth string. The fourth string will be open. So that's the first chord. That's the D minor. Now we'll move to the next chord, which is the second chord, which is A minor. So A minor you can play by keeping your index finger, your first finger on the first fret of the second string or the B string. Then your ring finger on the third string, second fret or G string, and your middle finger on the the fourth string, second fret. Now this one you have to play on the fifth string. The fifth string is open and the first string is open as well. So that's how the chord sounds. This is A minor, right? So I'll just repeat it one more time. So the index finger on the first fret of the second string or the B string, your ring finger on the third string or on the G string on the second fret, and your middle finger on the second fret of the fourth string or the let's say the D string, right? So that's the second chord. And to play C, it's very easy to understand from the perspective of A minor. So what you have to do is just keep holding the A minor and just replace your ring finger with your middle finger. So what you can do is just keep your middle finger on the second fret of the third string, right? And your ring finger goes to the third string of the third fret of the fifth string. So that's a C. So in simple terms, the index finger is on the first fret of the second string, your middle finger is on the second fret of the third string, and your ring finger is on the third fret of the fifth string. So that's your C. Right? Now the last chord is a G major. So for this one, there's a small stretch, but it's not that hard as well. So what you can do is the index finger goes on the second fret of the fifth string or the A string, right? Then your middle finger on the third fret of the sixth string or the low E string. And with your pinky or with your ring finger, whichever is comfortable for you, just hold the third fret of the first string. So that's a G. So make sure when you're holding the G major, your index finger and your middle finger, other than those notes, it's not touching any other string. So one good way to just see to understand is just keep a curve like this, so that there's nothing that none of the part of the finger is touching the other parts of the strings, right? So that's a G major. So again, I'll repeat the four chords. The first is D minor. The second chord is A minor. Then the third chord is C. And the fourth chord is G. Right? So now to play with the song, if you are a complete beginner, I'll give you a very easy strumming at the beginning. So what you can do is, in the beginning, just play something like. To understand it better, what you have to do is you just have to count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So after the 4, just keep looping it again and again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So just start with, just try to play a strum on every number. So 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. thing that you can do is just play on every number, just leave out the 3, right? So something like 1, 2, leave 4, 1, 2, leave 4, 1, 2, leave 4, 1, 2, leave 4, right? So if you go with the song, it sounds like watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, right? So it does go with that. So this is a simple strumming that you can apply on the 4 chords, right? So I'll just repeat it one more time. So what you can do is count 4 and loop it and just try to leave the 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Right. So just now to elevate things a little bit, what you can do to spice it up, we'll play the same chords. Now we'll just add a little bit of strumming there. I'll teach you the strumming in the form of what you see on the internet, mostly on the YouTube. You must have heard about the down, up system, right? So before I go with that, one important thing to understand is those letters itself is not very explanatory. You have to understand the rhythm behind it as well, right? So the strumming we'll be playing now is right? So in simple terms, in terms of down, up, what you do is down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down. So in terms of what you see on the internet, you see D and U. So D is for down and U is for up, right? So if you want to write it in a pattern, it goes D, D, U, U, D, right? So it's like down, down, up, down, down. So D, D, U, U, D, D, right? So, but what you have to understand is the rhythm, like I said. So to understand the rhythm, let's clap the rhythm. So it's like, right? So now if we say what we have been doing it with that, with the clap, it goes like down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down. So you have to play those with this rhythm, right? So we'll just try it out. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down. Right? We'll try it one more time. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down. Right? So again, the important thing here is the rhythm, right? So down, up, it just helps you to get that rhythm, right? So just remember that, right? Now what we'll do is we'll use the same strumming and just spice it up a little bit more, right? So what we'll do is we'll use a technique where we'll release the tension a little bit from the chord, so it will get that funky effect of it. So something like you can hear that effect, right? Right? So now it's a very simple technique. So it's still the same strumming pattern. It's down, down, up, down, down. But what we are doing now is we're just releasing the tension a little bit, so to give that little bit of that staccato effect. So what I'm doing is when you basically holding a chord, you're putting a tension on the strings for which you hear the notes, right? So now what we will do is we just release the tension from the strings. So when you hear nothing, it's like a dead note. But it's a very useful tool in rhythms, right? So we can do something like for practice, you can do 1, 2, 3, 4. So every even number, you can just release the tension and try to play it. that's just for the practice. Now to integrate that on the strumming pattern, what we'll do is we'll play down, down, up, down, down, right? So let's just try to release the tension in the middle of the strumming, where we're playing the up, up, right? So it sounds like. Yeah. So there you go. So just try to release the tension from the chord, and you'll get that funky effect a bit more. I'll play one more time, very slowly. Right? Alright. So now from here on, we'll go on to a little bit of complicated stuff, right? So now we're just moving from the open chords to a little bit of the bar chords, right? So it's still the same chord, but we'll apply it on the bar chord to get that blues effect a bit more, right? So for those who knows the bar chord, you know how to play D minor. Is this? So you just bar with your index finger on the fifth fret, right? And your middle finger goes on the sixth fret of the D string or the second string. Then your ring finger is on the fourth string on the seventh fret, and the pinky just below that on the seventh fret of the third string, right? So this is a D minor. So in this song, they are playing they're adding one more note, it's the seventh. So they're playing D minor seven. So if you know the D minor chord on the bar, it's very easy to play the D minor seven. The only thing you have to do is just leave the pinky out, and you get the D minor seven. Right? So it gives that bluesy effect a bit more. So we'll again apply the same strumming pattern, but on the bar chord. So. Right, so that's on the D minor. Now to play the next chord is the A minor. Again, we'll take a piece of the bar chord. If you know how to play A minor on the bar chord, is this. Again, the bar is on the fifth fret with your index finger, and your ring finger is on the seventh fret of the fifth string, and the pinky is on the seventh fret of the fourth string. Right? There you go. So now what I'm doing is to play the A minor here. So I'm just leaving out the sixth and the fifth string and still playing that shape. So what you have to do is just keep your ring finger on the fourth string on the seventh fret, and the rest of the bar as it is on the fifth string. Oh, sorry, the fifth fret. Right, so that's a A minor. So if you compare it with D minor, it's very simple to shape. So D minor is this, right? So you're still barring the fifth fret with your index finger, right? So only the difference is that middle finger, which is on the second string of the sixth fret, right? So to go to the A minor, only thing you have to do is just remove the middle finger, and you get the A minor. You can keep barring the fifth string as well, as long as you don't play it. Right? Now to go to the third chord, which is your C major, it's here. So this is like F shape. If you know how to play the F, right? This is the F. So if you consider the root to be on the fourth string, which is actually, so it's on the fourth string or on the D string. So it's on the third fret. So to play the C, you just go to the 10th fret, and you get the C major. Right? Just again, I'll repeat it again. You hold the F major, the open F that you know, and shift it to the 10th fret. Right? And the last chord, which is G, we'll be playing it in a D form. You know this D, right? So here just consider that the root note is on the second string, right? And then you have to shift the same shape just here on the 8th fret. And you get the G major. So to play all of them together, it sounds like. So when you're playing the G, you have to make sure that you're only playing those those three strings and not any other string, because it doesn't form a part of the chord. So make sure when you're holding that G in the D form, you're playing only the first three strings. Right? So this is how it goes. Right? So just notice that I'm still playing the same strumming pattern that we were doing on open chords, but just now we are doing it on the bar chords, and it just gives a little bit. It gives you a different effect, a little bit more bluesy kind of effect. Also because you're playing with sevens, and also it's because it's a bit on a high register, so it gives you that higher frequency notes more. So. Yeah, there you go. So that's the basic, the base of the song are those four chords, and you can apply it with the strumming pattern, and you will get the song. Okay, so and few things that are still part of the song are in the second verse. There's a small melody that goes, and I played with the chord, something like. Right? So for that, it's still the same chords again. Just I am just using some kind of something called embellishments in the between to form those melodies. So it's again the same chord on the D minor that you're playing on the bar chord, right? So the only thing that you have to do is a small embellishment. I'll show you how. So what you have to do is play a D minor with your middle finger on the sixth fret of the second string. So the second time you just remove that middle finger, right? The third one, just add the pinky on the third string on the seventh fret, and then remove the pinky from there. So it goes like. Right? So again. So middle finger on the second string, sixth fret, remove the middle finger, keep the bar, then your pinky on the third string, seventh fret, and then remove the pinky. So the same thing you can do with the second chord as well, which is the A minor. You just hold the chord, the A minor, and do the same embellishment. So it goes like. Right? Now for the third chord, instead of playing the C here, I'm just playing another form of C here. Right? So you can just play the C something like this. Just try to, you know how to play the A major, right? Right. So the same thing, you just shift it to the fifth fret. But try to play it with one finger, or basically bar those chord, so that your other fingers are free to play that embellishment. So it's just the same thing as the A, but on the fifth fret, and just add the embellishment. Right? So again, from the first chord is D minor. Then third chord C. Right? And also the last chord now, the G major. Again, instead of playing it here in the form of the D shape, I'm playing the G here. Again, you can vision this in terms of the F shape. You go this F, then just shift this to the the fifth fret, and you get the G. But what I'm doing is I'm playing only the fifth, fourth, and the third string, or the A, D, and the G string. So I'm just holding that part of the chord, right? So the index finger is on the third string, fourth fret. The ring finger is on the fourth string, fifth fret, and my middle finger is on the fifth string, fifth fret. Right? Now here, after this, what I'm doing is a bit of different kind of embellishment, or just chord playing. So what I'm doing is I'm just barring two strings, the fifth and the fourth, on the fifth fret. Doing the same thing on the seventh fret with my ring finger on the fifth and the fourth string. So here, fifth fret, fifth, fourth string, seventh fret, fifth, fourth string. Now applying the same thing on the fourth and the third string on the fifth fret, right? and then just playing the 7th fret on the 4th string. So, or you can just end it with just that. You don't have to play anything. So, right? So, or you can also come back to the 7th fret of the 5th string, right? So we can do that. So there are different ways that you can do it. The most simple would be just to end it on the third and the 4th string on the 5th fret, right? So if you play everything together, it's right. And then yeah, you can just apply the same thing over the second verse, and then from there you can just go to the chorus. It's the same chord. You can apply the simple chords as this. Or you can play the chorus on here itself in the part one. Right? That's pretty much all the song. I think what we have left with is the bridge. So when I'm moving to the bridge, I just play a small melody, which is so it goes something like watermelon sugar, watermelon sugar, watermelon sugar. I just want to taste it. So it goes to that bridge part, right? So just before I go to the bridge part, I play this melody. So which is the pinky on, I play with my pinky on the 8th fret on the 2nd string, on the B string. Then with my index finger on the 1st string, 5th fret or the highest string. Then with my middle finger on the 6th fret of the 2nd string or the B string. Then again the pinky on the 8th fret on the 2nd string. And with the 5th fret on the 2nd string. It goes like again, I'll repeat it again. The pinky is on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. Then after that, 5th fret on the 1st string on the high E string. Then the 6th fret on the 2nd string. Then the 8th fret on the 2nd string. And ending on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. Then after that, I just go back to the same chords again to play that bridge. Yeah, so it goes something like I just wanna taste it. I just wanna taste it. Right? Yeah, so we're almost to the end of the song. The one last thing that you can do just to add a little bit more dynamics to it. So after the bridge, there's a part which comes, the verse repeats again. But there, what you can do is instead of playing the strumming there, you can just strike it once, the chord. So, tastes like strawberries. The same chord again. Summer evening. Sound just like a song. Right? So just one strum on every chord. And just to build up, what you can do in the last chord is start playing the strumming so that you can go to the chorus again. So it sounds something like tastes like strawberries in the summer evening. It sounds just like a song. I want more berries and the summer feeling. It sounds like a song. Watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high. Right. So yeah, so I hope this has helped you. And any questions you have, you can always put it in a comment, and I'll certainly help you out. So just to end it, I just want to play the song again. I hope you enjoyed it. It helped you to play it, and I hope that you can play this among your friends, right? So just to end it, let's go and play the song. And if you know the song, please sing along. Tastes like strawberries in the summer evening. Tastes like a song. I want more berries in the summer feeling. Wonderful and bring me in, bring me out. I don't know if I could ever pull it down. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't know if I could ever pull it down. Watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high. Tastes like strawberry in the summer evening. Feel the end of June. Strawberries and the summer feeling. So wonderful and warm. Breathe me in, breathe me out. I don't know if I can go down. Breathe me in out now. I don't know if I can go down. Watermelon sugar high, sugar high, watermelon 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 sugar high. I just wanna taste it. I just wanna taste it. Watermelon sugar high. Tastes like strawberries and the summer feeling. It sounds like a song. I want more berries and the summer feeling. You went down, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar. I just wanna taste it. I just wanna taste it. Watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar. I just wanna taste it. I just wanna taste it. Watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar. Bye bye.